Hello, and welcome to the fiery depths of hell. It's your boy, Dmeraki, living it, where wear and tear does not compare, mon frere. And today, we will be doing... uh, uh, okay, alright, seems to be some glitches in the Matrix right now. We are having a bad time. Offset my camera and everything. We need to fix this. Right there. Oh, okay. Alright, the bed is pushed out too. Now that we got through that hell, and hopefully there won't be any more, today we are going to be doing scary reviews. And while nothing is set up for it, obviously, we're still in my room, and I'm still looking for a place to make money. So it won't be ready for a while, and I do apologize about that. But, as an alternative, I'm just going to be talking about one of my favorite horror movies ever, and it's the Five Nights. Oh God. I hope not. Just got over that hell. Ah! It's going to be about the Friday the 13th franchise. And we all know about Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers. These are the basic horror names we know. And that's probably going to be going on for a bit before I actually get to do the thing I actually want to do with this subgenre on this channel. But as I said, going over Friday the 13th, and we will specifically be going over 1 and 2, and we'll leave all the others out for a bit, and then we'll go over them and probably not talk about Jason X or Jason Goes to Hell, but we probably will, because I feel the need to make fun of those two, even though it's from my favorite franchise. Such a disappointment. We're starting with Friday the 13th, which most people think that Jason Voorhees is the one that started if they never watched the franchise. But no, Friday the 13th Part 1 started with Pamela Voorhees, who got this whole series going. Why Pamela Voorhees started? Because her son Jason drowned in Camp Crystal Lake, which she blamed the counselors for. The counselors being, dumb teenagers or 20, 21-year-old doing the usual thing that teens and young adults do, which is... So she blames them, obviously, because they were not keeping watch for her son, nor were they actually caring for the children or keeping watch of them. And basically he drowned. He's dead now. In comes vengeful Pamela. Pamela starts a whole murdering spree on this camp for her child, Jason Voorhees, who later gets brought back to life due to the will of Pamela, and I don't think we fully know how the hell he came back. My greatest theory is that they used the Necronomicon, and the reason I say this is because Friday the 13th shares a universe with Nightmare on Elm Street and Ash vs. the Evil Dead. You can see in scenes of movies where there's like a hidden knife blade. Sometimes in like Friday 13th, Friday 13th, you could see the knife blade. I think you also have a glimpse of the Necronomicon at some point. And that is why it's my theory that Pamela used the Necronomicon in some way to bring Jason Voorhees back to life. Now give me a second because I gotta get a pizza. Now, when you get that pizza, you just gotta put everything on top of it. You know, the Parmesan, the red pepper flakes, the oregano, garlic. You just lather everything on top, man. This is an everything pie, you know? Pepperoni's on top, too. Beautiful. But, as I said, that's just a theory that she brings him back with the Necronomicon. But we do know that this is a vengeful mother. Wow. I just stumbled on the same word 4 times. We know that this is a vengeful mother out for blood, as she slowly rampages through Camp Crystal Lake's reopening and slowly kills every single person she meets in that camp. I don't think that the first Friday the 13th is the best Friday the 13th that there is, because as we have discussed, it starts with Pamela, and she actually gets pretty good gory kills. And if you go further into this franchise, they start to censor it more and more and more. Now, the best kill for Friday the 13th is definitely the last one, where Pamela gets beheaded as she is chasing down one of the counselors. The counselor picks up the machete and slices Pamela's head off. And the fun part about the last kill is that this was actually very dragged out, the last survivor and Pamela. There were fights, and then the mutilation. The actor for Pamela was actually hitting the counselor girl for this movie, and I think the counselor girl was fine with that to, you know, make it more realistic and stuff. So the fact that they both went along with this makes the last kill even better than it already is. My scary review for this movie, Friday the 13th Part 1, I give it a 9 out of 10. It is beautiful and can definitely be a tiny bit slow on the startup, but once everything starts, that shit goes down immediately. After the death of Pamela and the counselor's escape, we see her floating along in a boat. Some policemen show up, some firemen show up, ambulance, and she gives them a simple wave. In comes Jason out from the freaking water, dragging her back down to hell, like Jesus Christ. But then we flash to where she's laying on a gurney, and it was probably just all made up in her head, the Jason thing. Probably all in her head. Maybe. Cut to part 2, where we see somebody is stalking her from outside of her home. Who could it be? Who knows? Oh wait, yes we do. It's Jason Voorhees. We don't see him during the whole first scene, but she dies immediately after finding Pamela's head in her fridge. We don't get to see Jason Voorhees for a bit for the first kills. But when we do see him, we see that he has a bag on his head and is not really wearing his classic mask. They didn't come up with that until, I want to say, part 3. And then he got his mask. So, Jason comes back. We don't know how the hell. Necronomicon. But he's back. And now he wants revenge on the counselors for Camp Crystal Lake for killing his mother. Now we have a vengeful spirit. Now we have something that wants to kill almost anybody it comes across, and nobody can stop it. He is an unstoppable, machete-wielding killing machine. He slice, and dices.
I don't know why I did that. It sort of looked like I was trying to do a flamenco, you know, just kind of. Yeah.
And let me just tell you this here right now. Friday the 13th, too. Definitely would say it's better than the first one. And that is my personal opinion. Probably an unpopular opinion. Maybe people like the first one more than the second one. But the second one, I give a 10 out of 10 because we got Jason Voorhees up in this bitch now. And he is with us for all of the Friday 13th series, except for the first one. Except he technically was as a kid. But we got Jason Voorhees now, and he is ready to rip into anybody he comes across. Friday the 13th 3, Friday the 13th 4, Friday the 13th 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Jason Goes to Hell. Jason X. We got the freaking remakes too. He is here now. And I originally like Jason Voorhees as this big, built-up guy. In the remake, they made him more thin and more like a runner, parkourist. But that's the thing that people seem to not understand, is that Jason Voorhees is not a teleporter. He does not teleport. If you watch him through any scene where he suddenly shows up somewhere, you can see that he looks exasperated, like he's breathing like that. Whenever he does that, just assume that he ran from wherever he was and found a shortcut. Jason Voorhees is a parkourist. Jason Voorhees is a parkourist, free runner. This man can outrun you and get to wherever right in front of you just to off you. Now in part 2, just like his mother, he's surrounded by horny teens, horny young adults, and Jason just is not having it. Jason don't like that. Jason, you fuck in front of Jason coming is gonna do a Now, luckily, they have one person who majored in child psychiatry in this movie, and that is the final girl, which she uses to her advantage. After Jason kills everybody, almost everybody. I think the boyfriend survives in this, actually, so there's 2 survivors. After Jason kills everybody, and the best kill being the guy in the fucking wheelchair. I love it. Just slash against the face, and he just starts rolling down stair by stair by stair by stair. The final girl shows up at Jason's cabin. And yes, Jason has a cabin near Camp Crystal Lake. That is where he is keeping his mother's head. Probably just as a child who misses his mom, and the only remnant memory or safekeeping for him is Pamela Voorhees' head and sweater. Which, when the final girl gets over to Jason's cabin, she puts Pamela's sweater on and tries to lull Jason into a false sense of security. Now Jason, being the grown adult child, and yes, I said grown adult child, man has not had a mother. He drowned when he was a kid. He's basically just a baby killer big man. once he gets lulled into this false sense of security, the final girl takes the machete and just plasters it into his head. Or at least she tries to. Because Jason sees his mom's head, grabs the pickaxe that he's wielding to kill Jenny. And yes, that is the final girl's name, Jenny. And freaking smacks the machete away, hurts her leg, and then a whole chase scene continues until they end up winding back into Jason's cabin, if I'm pretty sure. During this whole chase, Paul, who somehow survived Jason's attack, starts to fight with Jason, giving the chance for Jenny to pick up a weapon and slash at Jason's neck, putting him down. But again, if you survive an attack, something's bound to happen, right? You would be right. First time something happens, we get a false jump scare, which is a dog being at the door that one of the people in the camp lost. I can't remember the dog's name. The second time, Jason pops through the window behind Jenny, and freaking drags her through.
But it was a dream.
Yes, it was a dream. It's like every single time a final encounter happens, you get the aftermath of it, which is just a dream. Jason comes in and disappears the final girl in a gurney again. And where's Paul? Nowhere to be seen. We don't know if Paul survived throughout this whole movie, if he even helped her. Like, it's so confusing what freaking happened. And as much as that is confusing compared to the first one, I really love the blood in this. I love all the guts. I love the horror. I love everything about Part 2. Part 2 really nailed it on the head, except for that ending, which is so confusing to, I think, about almost everybody who has watched Part 2 Friday the 13th. We don't know if Paul survived. We don't know what happened to the dog, because is the dog alive or did it die? It's so confusing. And that's the problem with ending it as like, oh, it's a dream. But whatever. This movie, I give a 10 out of 10. Fine, I'll just rate it the same as the first movie, 9 out of 10. Because that last part, what the fuck? But I hope you guys enjoyed this video of scary reviews. Hopefully I'll find a job soon to make money, so this can become a better subgenre on this channel. And as always, leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you can keep watching my videos. Follow the social media down below. Follow my partner's page and check out their store where they make art and fursuits. And I'll see you later, creatures of the dark. Oh, there's something seriously wrong here.